Time for another product review, and as ever I always say, if I bring a product to my channel, it's a product that I'm going to be interested in, somebody from my family or a friend or you all loyal viewers are going to be interested in, and I have been looking forward to doing this. I've had this for a few days, so I've just literally had some of the stuff out of the box. I've very quickly set it all up via a phone app, and what is it? It's the Vantrue N4 Pro dash cam. As ever, there are links down there in the description below if you want any more information on this one. It's a 4K Wi-Fi dash camera, but there are some big differences with this and other ones on the market. So this is the box in, how it all comes, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the contents out of the box because there's quite a few in here, but watch out because this dash cam is pretty special for your security if you're looking to purchase a dash camera. So let's get everything unboxed and have a quick look at what's in here. So I've got contents out. This is your main dash cam, which we're going to come to in a little bit more detail soon. It's a large unit, it's chunky. And I've also got a second camera. Now, what's going on here? Hang on a minute, I've got a camera here, and I've got a camera here, and I've got a camera here. So keep watching. All will become clear as this review goes on. So inside the box, there is some wiring instructions for wiring up one of the extra cameras, which we're going to come into. There's some sort of cleaners and wipers. There's these mounting films for mounting the mounting plate onto your windscreen, if you're going to use those. There is, I like these are quite big and bold, aren't they? These are some stickers that you can put onto into your car, just to warn that there is a dash cam is being used by Vantrue. There is a USB sort of charge cable, so if you want to do that, there's a lot. We've got a spare mounting plate, and this is the mount, which I'm going to come into in a moment. So there's a spare. This is your main power, which is a cigarette lighter and a spare USB slot on there for it. And I've got this big coil of USB-C cabling, which we're going to come to. And also there is the instruction book. So on the back of the camera, when it first comes, there is a little sticker which is on to the screen, which we need to take off. And then inside here, there is a slot for a micro SD card, which goes into there. That's like magnetic. I need to get some of the protective films off the lenses, and then I'll come into the setup of what we've got in a little bit more detail before we actually go and install this into a car. Okay, so I'm just inside at the moment. I have got a little power bank just to power this up. So this is the front dash camera that will go into your front windscreen, and what you've got this super front facing camera, but you've also got an inside cockpit sort of camera that you can swivel up and down. This is a magnetic mount which clicks into place like this, and this is then mounted onto your windscreen here, and you've got your power USB that goes into here, and then there are a number of buttons here which help you scroll through the menu system. And if you notice on the top, I was showing you a little bit earlier, if I can pull this card out, you get this card. This has also got a rear dash cam that you can mount in your rear window. So your power for your rear window cable, do you remember me showing you this, comes from there. So I'm just going to power this up very quickly into a power bank before we get into the car, and just give you a quick run through with things. Click. Okay, it does take a couple of seconds for the rear screen to come alive, and you're not going to particularly see this too well, to be honest. But this has now got all your icons and your camera screen, and I can see the inside camera as well as the rear camera. And again, you're not going to see extremely well on here, but there's all icons showing you what's what with this. But you also, ideally, now once you connect it up for the first time, need to download the Vantrue app onto your phone. So just remember, this has also got voice control, it's got GPS, it's got the SONY STARVIS 2 image sensor, you've got hands-free voice control, and it also comes with an 18-month warranty. So I think I'm going to go and grab my phone, connect it up to my phone, and just sort of run through some of the features on this. I'm not going to do this too extensively because there are stacks on here. So I'm just going to load up my phone, get the app on, and just give you a very brief run through with all of the menus that you can do either on the phone or manually onto your camera. Okay, so it's a bit complicated. It's not complicated. There's a little Wi-Fi button here. So press this, the camera will then connect to the Wi-Fi system, and then onto my phone. If I just pull up the Vantrue app and connect device. I don't know whether you can see that. I'm sorry about the flicker, but I think I'm going to turn the camera around a little bit and just sort of show you some of the detail, what I can see on here. But basically that's the system there. I don't know whether you can see this here or not, but I'll try and run through some of the information, actually what's on the phone app, so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so hello, there's the camera there. This camera here, which isn't recording at the moment, if I pull it around and come in here, you can see that the internal camera is working as well. And from here, you've got a number of snapshot items that you can turn on and off and things like this. This is literally the live review. The settings icon, once you click that, you have got a lot on here. I'm not going to go through all of these because there are so many. I'm sorry about the flicker, but you've got sync the phone time, you've got what resolution that you want, you can change, and the front camera, rear cameras and things like that. Click the back buttons. You can do loop recording. We've got that set for 1 minute. The infrared LEDs are on auto. You've got the G sensor on here for parking. You've got a privacy mode, your exposure, HDR, rotate the display if it was upside down. You can put your number plate in here. You can put a timestamp on here. You've got your parking mode. You've got everything here to very quickly set up the camera via the settings, and you can obviously download the images and things like that if you're involved in something when the camera's in use. I'm going to now just very quickly connect up the rear dash cam so you can see what goes on with this. So, a little bit not particularly clear, but I've got the main one here where my finger is, but I've now got the rear camera here. I don't know if you can see, if you watch this little corner here, and I've got the internal camera as well, and I can rotate the screen, and as you can see here now, I've actually got 3 cameras all simultaneously activated and recording. Can you see here? Okay, so I think it's time to pop outside into a car and very quickly install this, go for a bit of a drive, get some files off so you can see what the quality is like of the Vantrue N4 Plus. 3 dash cameras built into one with an amazingly simple way to connect to the phone app, to check your files, and if you're involved in an accident, how to download them as well. Right, so we're in a car and Sandra's filming. What car is it, Sandra? It's a Toyota
Yaris, a little Yaris. So one thing that's interesting, when you come to window mount this, have the mount sideways, and then the camera can tilt up and down for your control. So if you just come here, Sandra, just try and see. So if I mount this here, the camera can be tilted up and down like this. Then I've now got, you probably can't see very clearly because it's very bright, but that's the internal camera. So front facing, and then we can have a thumbnail of it all with all the icons. So we're going to mount this along, and then do you remember me earlier explaining before, you've just come right close in here, we've got the other cable here, which is another USB C cable, which I'm going to plug in for the rear camera, and also to help you mount this. So I'm only going to be doing this a little bit temporary for now, but there is also a trim removable tool. So if you need to be getting into any of your trim to get at things here, because that's where we normally mount it, and then down the rubbers, as you can see, we've had another one in there, but you can go all the way through. So I'm just going to very quickly rig up the rear camera for this demonstration, and then we're actually going to do some footage. But as I say, it's worthwhile just noting it took us a minute to realise you need to have that sideways on when you come to do it onto the windscreen. Okay, so we've just been on a short run, just give this a trial, and what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to insert some real clips so you can actually see the quality of the footage from this camera.
Okay, so there you have it. So you tell me, what did it look like? So say the Vantrue N4 Pro camera. Again, just so you get a better look of what it all looks like going around. Say you've got all your menu buttons. We didn't demonstrate some things like the voice control that this has got on, just because we didn't need to. There are loads of links down there in the description below which gives a lot more spec and detail. And remember, if you want a rear as well as a front dash cam, so you can have the best of both worlds and also recording the cockpits of your car, for want of a better word, maybe this is a camera that you need to look at. So as I say, it's the Nexus 4 Pro, and it's by a company called Vantrue, and as I say, it's actually 3 cameras. You've got your front main dash cam, you've got your interior camera, and you've got your rear camera. So you tell us, what was that quality like when you were looking at it? And I say it's got a very, very clear display at the back, and you can have it full screen for the front camera, full screen for the cockpit cam, full screen for the rear camera, or you can have it as different thumbnails. So I hope this little review has have been some help to you. And as I say, it all connects up to the app, and you can download the clips and things like that. Painfully simple. If you did like that, smash the like button. That would be absolutely amazing. And thank you ever so much, Vantrue, for sending the camera over to us to do a review.